Hello, welcome back. This is Insti, and I'm continuing playing Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. Look lively, Watson. Anyways, I think we are going to the Gardens. Kew Gardens, and obviously there's some drama going on. But yeah, we're going to look for stolen plants for no obvious reasons. Yeah, anyways, let's go and see what the drama is all about. And there is the Kew Gardens. I'm guessing there's more than few stolen plants. Call it a hunch. Okay. Weird stuttering. Why? That was weird. I don't know why.
Well, Holmes, here we are at the Royal Botanic Gardens. There's no doubt that this place is beautiful. But are you really intent on investigating the theft of the plants?
Yes, of course.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes, of course. Just plants. Well, this is a lovely place. Okay.
Don't touch anything else, is that clear? Just go and get a bucket of fertilizer. And without turning it over this time. Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you? If you are here for a visit, please do come back on Sunday.
I am afraid that it cannot wait. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson. We are investigating the theft of plants that took place here 5 days ago. A remarkable collection, I believe.
So you're the one in charge, eh?
A small favor for a friend. Now, to whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
I am Martin Hamish. I am the Deputy Director of Kew Gardens. And that fellow yonder is Albert. He works here.
I am delighted to meet you. What can you tell us about the plants?
They were rare and exceptional plants. We presented them at our last exhibition. We haven't removed the stand yet. It is still in the large glass house. We only learned of their disappearance the evening after the exhibition, and nobody saw anything.
No doors were forced?
No, but I would imagine that for a thief it would be fairly easy to gain entry, for there are no guards here.
Well, if you don't mind, we will take a look. Now, you say that it is in the large glass house.
Yes, the one just behind me. Just a second, since Albert has nothing else to do. Albert, show these gentlemen where the exhibition was held.
How many people work here?
Only myself, but occasionally 2 students, Albert, whom you have met, and Miss White.
Here it is. This is the place where the stolen plants were exhibited.
Thank you. Is there something the matter?
Yes, there is. All right, the plants were valuable and rare, but it seems to me that the tragedy that took place here only 2 days ago has been entirely forgotten already.
What tragedy are you referring to?
The director of Kew Gardens, Mr. Montague Dunn, he died here just 2 days ago.
We're very sorry. We were not aware. The two of you were good friends?
He was my father.
Oh dear. Our condolences. We should not be troubling you. Please do excuse us for the intrusion.
You say that he died here, in the large glass house.
Holmes?
Yes, just here, near the door to the colonial collection. He suffered a heart attack. Just like that. So suddenly. It was terrible. Excuse me, gentlemen, but I cannot remain here. If you need me, I'll be in the reserve. That's the room next to the front of the large greenhouse.
Of course, we understand.
Interesting. So we do have a dead body, although nothing that seems to indicate a murder or something else. But plants from the east and the land of the rising sun.
What should we do next, Holmes?
So, please, show some initiative, man. Booth.
The plants were here. All of them were stolen.
Yes. All of them.
Do not touch.
Yeah, that would make sense. Dionea carnivorus, Carlina inebriere, Florem diabolica, Chromolena odorata. Oh, plants list, I hate that. Okay, I can check it in. Prunus serotina, Helianthore tepuis, Byblis, Genlisea violacea, Darlingtonia, Cracocas cephalotus. And I have no idea anything about those flowers because, yeah, I suck with those, but I think that's carnivore plant that eats flies and whatnot.
Here is a list of the stolen plants.
At least I'm guessing. Honestly, I don't know. Yeah, you better back down. Interesting. So what can we find here? Any marks? You're doing this on purpose, aren't you?
According to Albert, this is where his father, Montague Dunn, was found dead.
Okay, let's activate Witcher Sense and see what we can see. I don't know why I say it's Witcher Sense. It's Sherlock Holmes Sense. Can't even pronounce anything at the moment. Thin back
The
tracks.
traces are thinner in some places. These boot marks are fresh. It appears as though someone was dragging their feet. The footprints reveal that someone staggered here.
Okay. Let's keep this going. We have checked the... Whoa, broken sign.
This sign is broken. Something heavy was dropped upon it.
Victoria Amazonica. Okay. Blood. Why blood?
Blood. Someone fell violently against this sign, and they were injured in the clash. Most likely a head wound.
Interesting. Fragments.
Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here.
Anything else? Dirt.
Soil. It should have come from a flower pot. The soil on the side of this flower shelf is the same as that on the ground.
Okay. So we have footprints. Anything else? Broken pot.
This pot was broken fairly recently. A
So
flower pot recently fell down from these shelves and was misplaced.
Okay.
The door was smashed at shoulder height.
Breaking in.
This door handle is new. It was recently changed.
Oh. Don't know yet what to think. Oh, tree.
These trees, with their roots in water, must originate from Louisiana.
Ah, yes, the bayou. I remember our visit in the case of the Awakened.
Yes. You really don't forget that. Oh. So... have I checked every yellow thing we can? Oh no, there's definitely some more. But these are, I think, checked. What is this? To the glory of the colonial empire, rare and exotic plants in our distant colonies. Sure thing. Esconson.
The esconson was breached near the handle.
So the
door was forced from the inside of the colonial collection room. The handle was changed afterwards.
I think we need to inspect the colonial collection room.
All the clues around here are quite suspicious. I need my imagination to make sense of it all.
Oh. Oh. Yep. So, how do I do this? Oh, okay. To be honest, what's... how do I... Now, yes. It's similar than in the Sinking City. Is this it? Do I know if I get it correctly?
This reconstruction reveals a disturbing fact. Montague Dunn damaged the door of the Colonial Collection Room.
He was in a panic, or the door was locked. Was it an accident, or a murder then, I wonder? I think we need to inspect the Colonial Collection Room.
Finally, you're showing some initiative, but I don't know why we needed to do that. Order of things, because why would it go any different way? Breaking door, hitting his head over there, and then dropping the flower. That was a little, well, odd. Maybe even a little redundant. Anyways, so what are we doing here? The Cape Colony, Singapore. You haven't been in Singapore. Bengal, New Zealand, Sudan, Calcutta, British India.
These plants come from all the territories of the British Empire.
Malacca, British Honduras, Australia. Yeah, I pretty much.
Very strange. Half of the colonial collection is absent.
It would seem like it.
According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
That would make sense. Oh, I need to use this again. Detergent. Stone chip.
The smell is strong. It is a detergent.
Okay. Breaking
This
point.
broken fragment was the result of a heavy blow. A fragment of marble, most likely chipped from a statue or sculpture.
So, what else? Have I checked everything? Detergent? Ah, window paint.
These windows were perfectly cleaned. Part of this greenhouse was emptied and thoroughly cleaned.
That is interesting. What do we
This
have?
is one of the outlets of the ventilation system.
So, there could have been something here. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Yeah, it would seem like the Dun was locked in. And it would almost seem that, let's say that some stuff they could have dropped using this ventilation grid. So locked him in, some poison gas, some poison thingy, maybe. I don't know. Just spitballing my ideas at the moment. Have I checked everything in here? Search archives. List of exotic stolen plants exhibited in Kew Gardens. Yes. So we are going to search those. Marble fragment picked up from the floor of the Colonial Collection room. Judging by its form and refinement, it is probably part of a statue or sculpture. The reconstruction of Montague Dunn's death reveals disturbing fact. He splintered the door of the Colonial Collection room. He was either consumed by panic or the door had been locked. If it was the latter, his death may have been a premeditated murder. Do we have any persons already here? No. Perform autopsy. Oh, autopsy on Montague Dunn. I guess that's the next thing we are going to do, because I think we have found everything from here. Or would you say, Watson? Is that what you think, Watson?
Let's go to Scotland Yard.
Finally, we agree on something. So let's go to the Scotland Yard. Oh. If we can, I'll take a little look. Sightsee.
Dry tropics.
Not dry topics. Ha ha ha. I'm so funny. Well, it definitely is a dry. That much is true, so that they didn't lie about that.
Dry.
I'll probably have to go these fertilizers. Bag of sorting fertilizers. Little burning
There is
of...
a smell of burning.
Yes. Do I need to go and check it? Oh really, it's a fireplace. Broken pot. I think it's the...
The symbol is not from Kew Gardens.
Interesting. And
The
picture...
remains of a picture frame.
Oh god. Gas mask.
A protective mask.
What else?
Someone set it alight, but it did not burn.
So why it was tried? Anything else? Oh,
A broom handle was half burned.
broom handle, picture frame, pot, and gas mask. And piece of a plant. That would be the
The
carnivores.
plants were set alight fairly recently. Some have not completely burned.
And that would be definitely part of the carnivorous plant.
A door handle? Why would anyone throw such a thing in the fire? The door handle to the Colonial Collection and that of the fireplace are made of the same material.
That would be a logical conclusion. Anything else we can find? We were a bit lucky we came out from here. Basically, I just want to see a little bit area. Can I go? No, come on, Sherlock. It's only a small rail. You can go over it. Oh, no. How decadent. Do I really need to lift my foot? I don't enjoy that. Ah. Water lily greenhouse, dry topics. So we came from here, we were here, and here is the Colonial Collection. Palm house. Director's office, cloakroom, laboratory, and reserve. Nursery, seed house, ventilation system. And we are here. And yeah, there is the ventilation thingy, so maybe something put in here, affecting here. He tried to escape. So anyone from here could do that.
Nursery. Seed house. Ventilation system.
Oh, I'm disappointed he didn't say you are here.
Dry tropics. Water lily greenhouse. Colonial collection. Palm house. Director's office, cloakroom, and laboratory.
And yeah. So before we do more research, because I'm almost certain that we have to come back here and do quite a lot of research. And oh, we have another map. Any changes?
Ventilation. Ventilation. Dry. Water. Water. Palm.
Have I checked everything? Nope.
Colonial.
Okay. So there's no point. I don't know if there are people to talk to, but it would be more. It would make more sense to talk to them after the autopsy, so we know if there has been actually a murder. Murder. So yeah, I'm gonna avoid these people at the moment and leave. Why I didn't use the maps, I don't know. Well, basically because I wanted to see areas. And search archives for the symbol. Okay. But first things first, Scotland Yard. Oh, show off.
I asked Inspector Lestrade to take Montague Dunn's body to Scotland Yard.
It's ready for autopsy then.
Okay. Do we need to go to the evidence room? Have you been here earlier? I think you were when I very first came in here. A very similar pair. I think there is something. Let's go and check if there's actually something. Yes, there is. Dunn's belongings. What he had.
This watch is of great value.
Okay. A club card.
A membership card for the London Crest Club.
Creme de la creme. I got it. Okay.
A beautiful feather pen of a good make.
And a letter. To Mr. F. Wayne, director of Wayne and Sons Printing Company. My friend, your posters for the great exhibition at Kew Gardens are very beautiful, but it's surely unnecessary to mention all of the staff. My name alone will suffice. Montague Dunn. Ooh. Why not mentioning the staff? Interesting. So there could be an academic rivalry again. Can we go and talk to Lestrade?
Locked.
Apparently he's not interested. Maybe he's time traveling. So, I think this is our second autopsy.
First of all, let us carry out an external examination.
Okay, let's start with the face.
There is an injury to the skull, most probably caused by the fall in the water lily greenhouse.
Yes, that would definitely make a sense.
The vessels and the pupil of the eye appear quite normal. The air from the lungs carries a faint floral aroma.
Hmm. Well, that was good timing.
There are no suspicious marks upon the chest. Let us finish our external examination so that we can proceed with the autopsy.
Well, I would finish the external external studying of the body if you let me.
Nothing suspicious here.
That's a huge tub, if I'm completely honest.
No redness, stings, or bruises. Now, let us examine the internal organs.
Ooh, my favorite part. Oh, I can't do the cutting. Little disappointed there. Lungs. Well, heart.
The heart tissue shows no visible pathological signs.
It's interesting. Should Watson be doing this? Just
The
thinking.
heart's blood vessels show no pathological signs.
Okay, so it probably wasn't a heart attack.
The stomach tissues show no visible pathological signs. There is a small amount of content. It appears that he breakfasted lightly, only a short while before his death.
Okay. We are not checking the so liver.
The liver is enlarged. It would seem that he was suffering from an alcohol addiction. The liver tissue is brown. There are no visible pathological signs.
Okay. And the lungs.
The lungs are congested and edematous.
Ooh, what do we have
The
here?
tissue on the inferior lobe of the right lung is damaged, most probably caused by toxins from an unknown plant. My suspicions have been substantiated. Montague Dunn, the director of Kew Gardens, died from poisoning, plant poisoning to be more exact.
You mean
Yes, it is murder.
we should inform Lestrade?
Yes, but do remember, Watson, that I discovered the murder. The challenge is mine.
The challenge, Holmes?
We need to locate that deadly plant. Such a perfect murder appeals to me.
Murder of any kind appeals to you. Is that all we need to do?
No, we also have the people working at Kew Gardens. Martin Hamish and the son of the victim, Albert Dunn.
And also Miss White, of whom we spoke with Mr. Hamish. Should we bring them all here for interrogation?
No, a few innocuous questions at Kew will suffice, as well as a discreet delve into their personal affairs. Yes, Watson, it is time now to open the doors.
Even those in the staff building. I suppose that is necessary.
We should also be concerned with the victim himself. After all, we don't know very much about Montague Dunn.
You're enjoying this already, aren't you?
More than a little.
Immensely. So, what we can do now is Dunn was trapped. Poisoning. And voila. So what do we have? Come on. Dunn was poisoned after being trapped in the Colonial Collection room. By the killer, Montague Dunn was affected by inhaling virulent vegetal poison. So, yes. Anything else? Clues? No more clues. So what are we going to do now? We could... Should we return to Kew Gardens? We could go to the Kew Gardens and get everything from there before we go and analyze things. I think that would be something I would like to do. So, according to their talking, we probably couldn't have entered few of the places anyways, even if we wanted to try. So, back to the Kew Gardens. Why it's stuttering so much in this when going to the Kew Gardens? Interesting. Well, you are there, so we can start with you. Martin Hamish. Well, let's start with the build. Well, he definitely has thick glasses. Anything else? Okay, what else? Oh, dirty color. And we... Okay, so we are not interested about that dirt. Well, it's unmarried. What else? Ah. A gardener's hands. Let's start with the first question.
Mr. Hamish, can you explain to us what happened to the colonial collection? It seems somewhat depleted.
But, most likely maintenance work, tidying up.
You're not sure, then? But you're the deputy director.
Well, I am busy. I cannot be everywhere at once.
Okay. A little evasive there, mate.
Albert told us about the tragic death of Mr. Dunn, the late director of Kew Gardens.
Tragic indeed. His heart attack was quite unexpected.
Indeed. So your relationship?
As deputy director, how was your relationship with Montague Dunn?
To be honest with you, Mr. Holmes, it could have been better. You see, every Tuesday he would carry out his inspection of the gardens, but it was solely to make an impression, great pretense that he cared at all. He would give out absurd orders, ignoring anyone else's opinion. He would then disappear for the rest of the week. He was what some might call a man of action. I'd say rather he was overzealous and chaotic. So after all, it was no wonder, perhaps, that he ended up like that, if you take into consideration his kind of lifestyle.
What do you mean by that?
You mentioned that Mr. Dunn led a particular lifestyle.
Well, it's no secret that he enjoyed, celebrating, shall we say. He was a member of the London Smart Set. He was famous for it. That
And
he had an eye for the ladies, to put it mildly, Mr. Holmes.
Ooh. Little plants.
tell me, Mr. Hamish, do you grow the more deadly variety of plant here?
You mean insectivorous? Yes, but nothing larger than that.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
So obviously he definitely didn't like Dunn. Director office.
Locked.
It's locked. Well, let's go and stop it, Watson. Let's go if we can see anyone over here. Can I go? Yes, I can. Oh, that was weird. Oh, it started to save up, probably so. Okay. So here we go.
Can I help you, gentlemen?
Can I help you? Yes, you actually can, after I check everything else. Oh, it's only times. Clothing. Nothing. Housekeeping tasks.
A task list for Albert, compiled by Martin Hamish. Sweep out the palm house, scrub the toilets, clean the storage shed tools.
Right. Yeah, sweep the palm house, tidy the workshop, wash the gloves and overalls, clean the storage shed tools. Note, you are only allowed to read the newspaper during your lunch break. Martin Hamish. Apparently he didn't... Maybe he was taking out his displeasure to Dunn to Albert. It would seem like it. I think we haven't been inside Palm House, but let's talk with the... Come on, move, move, move. With Albert, then. First things first. What can we learn about you? So apparently, yeah, that would indicate that he actually cared. Ah. Yeah, it could be a shaving cut. Anything else? Clean hands. So, Miss White.
Who is Miss Margaret White?
Ah, she is the young lady who studies with me. She visits here sometimes to help out with the greenhouses. In fact, she should be here today. She wanted to work at the seed house. That's the small greenhouse across from the large glass house.
Okay, and yeah.
Do you work here?
Yes, but part-time only, for I'm also studying botany at the University of London.
You're following in your father's footsteps, then. That is commendable.
Well, even if botany is not my strongest suit, there are people who say that I could be a good manager.
Ah, but they are not letting you do actually botanical work at all. So do you know the colonial collection? What happened to it?
We noticed that a part of the colonial collection has been cleared.
Ah, at the moment I'm just dealing with the storage room. I don't know much about the other rooms.
And a relationship with your father.
I imagine that your relationship with your father may have been a strained one.
Yes. I cannot say that he was a kind man, for he never listened to me at all. He forced me to work here. But now, after his death, I've been pondering it over. Perhaps he wasn't so wrong about me after all. I have to follow his path, and I have to manage Kew Gardens, and I can do it. I can be as good as any other who works here.
Oh, okay. What about Martin Hamish?
Would you please tell us about Martin Hamish, the deputy director?
Well, I have to tell you that Mr. Hamish is not and has never been the deputy director of Kew Gardens. My father would not have tolerated it.
Indeed? That is most interesting. He told us that he was.
Yes, because he believes that the management should be passed down to him now that my father is dead. But in actual fact, Mr. Hamish only has the honour of being the garden's longest-serving employee. In fact, if we are to think logically at all, it should be me who takes over the management of Kew Gardens.
Do you not have a good relationship with Mr. Hamish?
I suppose so. But we have very little in common. Mr. Hamish loves his plants and Kew Gardens, and I cannot say that I share his passion.
I see. And how was his relationship with your father?
Oh, he hated my father. It was obvious. He would be furious whenever my father boasted of Kew Gardens in the newspapers or at conferences. He was convinced that my father was stealing all of the credit for himself. But my father treated Mr. Hamish in the same way as he treated anyone. Dismissively. With indifference.
Again, that would point out towards academic and other disagreements, which could be a motive for murder. Albert, maybe motive for murder is his father's harsh treatments towards him, but he's at least, as we can see, he's actually distraught about his father's passing. And there's no certainty that he will be continuing to manage the Kew Gardens. What about the door keys?
Do you hold the keys to all of these locked doors?
Yes, you can have them. But I cannot give you the keys to the cloakroom. The employees' effects are private. I am sure you understand.
Okay.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
I think we better go next to see the Margaret, was it? So this is the palm room. Anything interesting over here? Don't seem like it, so we should be close to the water lily.
Water
Yes.
lily greenhouse.
I think we can get out from, or can we? Of course we can. But not through here. Interesting that the These windows are cleaned. Basically, one could see one's entrance to here. Lock the door. And release the gas. I don't know if it needs 2 people. Okay, we can exit there. I had hoped we could actually go through the other way, but yeah, it's the long way. Sorry about that. Anything? No, I don't think there's... Oh, don't block me. So... Oh, we can see her walking over
Look,
there.
Holmes, this charming lady must be Miss White. She's entering the seed house.
Thank you for stating the obvious. That's my job. That's my only job. We could actually go and see this also, if we can enter. Yes, we can. What do we have here? Ventilation system engine.
A ventilation system. It should regulate the temperature of the staff buildings.
Object of interest. So we have to come here later. Water tank.
A water tank.
Yes. Now we are both doing the same thing. Stating the obvious. But that's how we roll. And... Thank you, Watson.
Open.
Well, that was angry. Open! Anyways. What do we have here? Seeds. For different plants. Why did you just... Okay. I don't even try to understand anymore. Seed coat, radical, hypocotyl, epicotyl, coleoptila, root, first leaf, first leaves, okay.
From here, we are unable to see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room.
Okay, we have to check if there's anything else. Work. Wait, what is that? University of London, Botanical Chemistry, study book, Albert Dunn, 3rd class, DF. But
A book about ships. Nothing at all to do with plants.
Navigation on the high seas, Archibald.
These leather gloves are new and of good quality. They do not appear to have been used.
That could be important, or not.
Materials for college study. They belong to Albert. This place serves as Albert's office.
Ah. Oh, but I want to check it. Okay, there's nothing there then. Rightio. One thing that I'm a little bit interested. Where are there's nursery?
Nursery.
I think this would be quite humid place. But obviously depending what they're trying to grow here.
The seeds of plant species are stored here.
Yes, I would believe so. Wait a minute. Oh, nothing. So what happens if I open this? Interesting. Why is the bust in here? Is it... Oh, yes, it's missing a piece.
I am curious if the marble that we found... Here it is. The marble fragment that we found in the Colonial Collection Room is what they have in common.
Anything else?
It is a bust of Montague Dunn.
Yes. So now we know it was from the bust. Oh, I think we can see... I'm almost certain that we can open the window over there and we can see...
These young plants must be delicate if they are kept in the nursery.
And we can see to the colonial part of the area. Exhibition of rare and exotic plants and new Kew gardens, not new gardens. Whose room is this?
We can see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room from this window.
And quite clearly, actually. Rather interesting.
This poster is for an exhibition that Martin Hamish was directing, but it had nothing to do with Kew Gardens. This certificate belongs to Martin Hamish. He won a horticultural competition.
I'm starting to deduce that this would be a Martin Hamish place.
A thesis written by Martin Hamish. A glasses case. It is empty. This area serves as Martin Hamish's office.
Yes. Now we are done here, so let's go back and see the lovely little lady. And hear her thoughts about Montague. I'm guessing Montague may have been rude towards her, but let's see.
Good day to you, miss. You have some very beautiful plants here.
Why, thank you, sir. And good day to you too. But...
Oh, I do beg your pardon. My name is Dr. John Watson. This is my good friend, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
I am honored to make your acquaintance, gentlemen. My name is Margaret White. Excuse me, but are you Sherlock Holmes, the great detective?
Yes, I am he.
What a pleasure to see you here at Kew Gardens. Are you working on a case?
Well, we can discuss that later. Let's first check what we can learn about you. I think I saw something. Oh. Expensive perfume. Interesting. Poor family, but expensive perfume. Unmarried. So how would you have money for expensive perfume if you are from poor family?
Yes, a theft of plants that took place here a few days ago after their most recent exhibition.
Oh yes, of course. I quite forgot about that.
Really?
Oh, it's quite understandable that you might forget about the theft of the plants, miss, after the tragedy that took place here.
Yes. The director was a truly good man. It is such a terrible misfortune.
Wait, what? We have two people saying he was not a good man and basically Hamish saying he was a womanizer, but you are saying that he was a good man. Why?
Would you happen to know why part of the Colonial Collection was cleared?
No, I have never been there.
So no one in here does know why the colonial area was cleared. Somebody's lying.
Do you work here?
Part-time only. I am a biology student at the London University. I attend the same classes as the son of Mr. Montague Dunn. That is how I found my chance to work here for part of my thesis, you see. It is a great honor.
Okay, and relationship with director.
How well did you know Mr. Montague Dunn?
He was a master, a great leader. I saw him almost as a spiritual father.
He had an exceptional nature?
Oh yes, indeed. He was always so active and so optimistic and very nice to me. Although he could behave harshly towards his son.
Why so?
He loved his son dearly and wanted the very best for him. It made him extremely demanding. Albert, who is naturally shy, suffered because of it.
Well, this is getting odd. How did you get in?
Most of the doors in Kew Gardens are locked. Do you have a key to this room?
Oh, yes. Albert gave me a set of duplicate keys. He agreed I might carry out my studies without disturbing him. It is only temporary.
Okay.
Thank you, miss. None of the 3 people who work at Kew Gardens know why half of the colonial collection was cleared. So, someone is lying. It is obvious.
That much is true. And so she has duplicate keys. I think that is something we have to remember because it wouldn't come up. Set of keys. We have these. That rhymes. I'm poet. Didn't even know it. Inspect Kew Garden staff building and gather information. Find the plant that was used to kill Montague. Find the stolen plants from the last exhibition. So I think we need to... Is there anything else? Because it's interesting if we checked this already, but is there anything in here that we can check? Because we know that the pot has the interesting mark in it, but is there any pots that could be similar? Can we even... Oh, we can check pots. Okay, good.
These flower pots are beautiful. They are intended to be used for exhibition purposes.
Okay. Nothing inside.
The symbol is not from Kew Gardens.
Oh. Oh. So we now have 2 symbols not connected to Kew Gardens. Rightio boyo. Oh, but I'll still go outside. Because I know that we have gone through the colonial gardens and whatnot quite thoroughly. As thoroughly as can be. Oh, we can't check these spots. Yeah, I was thinking that maybe we could check these spots also. I probably go through here if I can. So this is a seed house. I could go through the nursery so we can get to the office houses and see if we can actually enter there. I think we can go at least the director's room. Any pots we can check in here? There are quite a few pots here. No. Not really. So. And Hamish's area was here. Nothing? Nothing at all, so let's go inside. Yeah. And this would be the laboratory. And we can use our Sherlock sense. Did I see something? A wet bottle trace. Anything else we can see? No. But this definitely piques our interest.
There was a bottle here. It left behind a trace of the substance that pervaded the laboratory.
Okay. Oh.
Several drops of the substance were spilled. Someone carried this bottle around. Several drops of the substance were spilled. Someone carried this bottle around.
So we know the drops. And gold dust.
Gold dust? Good heavens. What's it doing here?
The gold is almost immune to chemical attacks, so it may be a valuable auxiliary for various experiments.
But why would anyone perform such experiments in a botanical garden?
The bottle is no longer here. but it is possible to detect a faint scent. We need a good nose.
Okay. Good no. Oh. It's time to Toby to shine. University book. Cambridge Botanical Section.
A botany book.
And Albert done.
This student's book belongs to Albert.
Okay. Anything else? Wait a minute. You have the same picture that I have in my office. Interesting. Whose protective equipment? Because it's missing gas mask and everything else.
It appears as though the protective equipment is missing from here.
But we do have to bear in mind that the criminal could have used other people's protective equipment.
Such masks are generally worn when dealing with toxic chemicals. Gloves, waterproof aprons, everything one might need for self-protection.
Do they grow dangerous plants here?
Maybe.
Locked.
Holmes, Albert Dunn didn't give us the key to this door.
It does not matter. We will open it.
Ooh. Let's see. Do I need what? Oh. Okay. No. I think this looks fine. Okay. No. Come on. What's happening? Okay. And the last one. Can I rotate? Oh, yes, I can. Because I'm almost certain that for now I'm almost complete except this one. There you go.
Open.
What can we find? This is Albert done.
Albert's locker.
He was more interested about sailing and ships than botanical.
A picture of Miss White and Albert in front of the University of London.
And they seem to get along.
Okay. Naval architecture.
Specialist articles on shipyards and ship construction. Albert Dunn has a great passion for shipbuilding and the sea.
More so than botanical. Refusal letter. Interesting.
A rejection letter from the British Royal Naval College.
Royal Navy School of NCOs, Recruitment Centre, London. Sir, it is my regret to inform you that despite your excellent results within our entry examinations, we are unable to invite you into the Royal Navy School. Your father, Mr. Montague Dunn, has expressed his intention to entrust to you the directorship of the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew, and it is clear that he would not release you for an entire year of naval training. Please accept all our best wishes for your future at Kew Gardens. Yours very faithfully, J.M. Le Marchand, Director of Royal Navy Training Center. So, okay, yeah, he now have motive because he was declined his future, what he wanted to. But of the three people we have met, he's the only one who's actually truly sorry about his father's death. Albert Dunn is nervous and anxious young man, clearly evident by his bitten fingernails. Oh, we didn't know about that. He uses a quantity of detergent with which to clean his hands, which is a poor decision seeing as he handles plants and soil. His eyes are red. He has been weeping very recently. His age tells us that he is still at university. He is good looking, unmarried, and probably still lives with his mother. Martin Hamish is unmarried. His hands and nails resemble those of an gardener. They are dirty and swollen. He is a short-sighted, wearing bifocals to correct his vision. He is very plain. He works hard to the point of neglecting his appearance, and it is sadly unlikely that he has any female companion. He lives alone. Miss Margaret White is a beautiful young lady who appears moderately wealthy. Nevertheless, her hands can be seen to be marked by tiny brown dots. These were caused by pellagra, a condition that emerges after a prolonged period of malnutrition. They reveal that her childhood was a poor and unhappy one. However, the signs of wealth that we see now clearly indicate a significant change in her life. Right. So we have checked that. What about
Martin Hamish's locker.
Organic chemistry.
Martin Hamish studied chemistry. Interesting.
If we let's say that Albert Dunn was poisoned with botanical knowledge, evidence show that Albert Dunn doesn't really have knowledge about flowers and whatnot. So, not saying he's not innocent, but definitely it seems like it at the moment. A letter from Martin Hamish. Mr. General Secretary, recent events unfolding at Kew Gardens oblige me to renew my application for the management position. As I have stated already in my previous letters, I believe that no one is better suited for the post. While Mr. Montague Dunn was alive, I understood your reservation to my suggestion. Your reasons were political, and so I was happy to comply. But now the Kew Gardens lie in disorder. How can I stand by and allow it? How can I leave them in the hands of the inexperienced people with no motivation? I must urge you to cast your decision as a matter of urgency, so that I may devote myself entirely to the noble task ahead and free my mind from this uncertainty.
A review on rare and exotic plants. Martin Hamish has written several pieces.
Well, he do have knowledge about botanical plants. What is this?
Father and I, Kew Gardens.
Interesting. Who was the person in the picture?
Miss White's locker.
Miss White's locker? Request.
A draft of the letter that Miss White sent to her parents.
Dear Mother and Father, I am writing this letter with reluctance to ask for your help. My studies and my housing costs have proven to be more expensive than I had anticipated. I fear, therefore, that I may not be able to manage in the long term. I know that we have had our disagreements in the past, but would you be so heartless as to allow your daughter to fail her studies due to lack of money? Lack of money, but still wearing expensive perfume. Interesting. Diploma.
Apparently, Miss White is a capable student.
Wait, what? Chemistry.
Apparently, Miss White is a capable student.
Master's degree in chemistry. Jewel box.
These jewels must be worth a small fortune.
How is that possible?
A vanity purse. It is of high quality.
And letter from the family. Margaret, we were surprised to receive your letter. How could you think to ask us for money after all these years that have passed since you left, and without any thought of us? You have never shared with us any detail of your success at the university, but you choose to do so now. We suppose you must be ashamed of us, for we are not from the same high class as your new friends. Yes, we are modest people, but you should learn to put your family first, as we at home have always done. And none of us ever compromised their reputation, as it appears you have already with your employer, Mr. Dunn. No, Margaret, it is you who makes us feel ashamed. And none of us have ever compromised their reputation, as it appears. Oh. Oh, right. Ooh. Well, that explains a few things. Dear Margaret, I know how your financial troubles are overwhelming you at this present time. Please let me reassure you that I could not permit you to remain in such dilemma. I was born of a wealthy family. I would consider it an honor if you might accept my help. Your devoted servant, Albert. Well. Sorry about that. Can I get to the director's office from here? No. Anything else? No. Because I want to see everything. And we have... But before we continue, I'll take a quick break and get something to drink. Be right back. And back. I'll probably try to get investigations in the Kew Gardens done before we go to the Baker Street, and then I end the episode. That seems like a good idea. I go a little... After I check this area, I'll go and see if I can talk anything about Montague Dunn with the other people, now that I have learned quite a lot. Oh, champagne. Why though?
Champagne. Montague Dunn had good taste.
It depends which kind of champagne. But anyways. Wine.
French wine. A remarkable vintage.
Okay. A director's desk. Nothing over there. Times.
Newspapers discussing Kew Gardens.
Times. New plant species. The Kew Gardens teams are pleased to announce the successful production of a new variety of barley, one that retains complete resistance to cold. They have named it the Siberian barley. Mr. Martin Hamish, the proud cultivator of the craft, will hold a press conference next Monday morning upon this very subject. Okay, interesting. What is that? Oh, a letter. My dearest Margaret, following our last conversation, I believe it might be better if you vacate your position here at Kew Gardens. As you pointed out quite bluntly, you are no longer in need of my support. You are quite able to stand up for yourself in this world, as you say. Well, I give you back your freedom and wish you nothing but good luck. Montague Dunn. Oh. Right. Oh, is that... I think that's it then. I say, old boy, is that a train coming towards us? I think it is, old boy. Jolly good. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, photograph.
A photograph of Montague Dunn and Reynold Hamish.
Well, to be honest, why not? So, director's safe. How do we open this one then? Rotate left, rotate right. Okay. Okay, I think I need to get... Okay. Oh, the first one was 2, the second one was 3. Would it be now 4? Let's see if my thesis, my ideas pan out. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Okay. 1, 2. 1, 2. 3. 3. Four. Or is it 1 plus 2 is 3? And 3 plus 2 is 5. Okay, yeah, let's see. Yeah, my idea is that 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. So then it would open... Yeah, okay, it was that then. Well, now it's open. Let's check what we can see. Quite a lot, actually. Letter. My dear friend, please allow me to express my disappointment upon reading your last letter. I am paying you to defend me, not to accuse me. Kew Gardens is a royal institution. We are granted the great opportunity to travel the world and to save the most extraordinarily precious and rare species of plants. Our duty is to protect such species and from those who might wish to use them for dubious purpose. This divine syndicate of whom you speak have no right to hold such precious plants. Remember the case of June 14th, 1889. So I must respectfully ask you once again to notarize the permissions on these plants on the behalf of Kew Gardens. The documents were sent to you on Monday. P.S. See you in the Boodles on Tuesday, as always. Montague Dunn. Okay, so there was some competition with the Divine Syndicate. What else? A letter of complaint. Mr. Dunn, we must ask you, for the last time, for the return of our dear sisters. You do not have any right to hold them imprisoned. They do not belong to you. Your so-called permissions are wholly false. You are hiding behind lies. The lie we need to elaborate, that was reported in the press as the case of June 14, 1889. What you have done is quite abhorrent. Be very sure that we shall never abandon our family members. We trusted you and regret having done so. The Divine Syndicate. Did I say 1889? Hopefully I did. Yeah. So apparently, yeah, definitely rivalry between Divine Syndicate and Dunn. They could be the perpetrators, but I think the murder is closer. Maybe.
I suggest that we don't tell Miss Margaret White about this document.
Debt of Miss Margaret White to Mr. Montague Dunn. Rental of suite of rooms at Oxford Street. An educational scholarship at the London University. Credits open at Hamilton, Radigan House, Taylor's, and at Beards and Sons Luxury Jewelers. Ooh. Well, I guess Margaret has an interesting motive also because she would lose the money. Okay. So what can we do here? But the question is still, Hamish also has a reasons. White's situation, market-wide studies and social situation were completely dependent upon Montague Dunn's wealth. That is true. Albert did promise to help her, but as he's not a director, he probably doesn't have that much money. Disagreement. Miss White and Mr. Dunn had a recent disagreement. Montague Dunn was planning to release Miss White from her position at Kew Gardens. And that's a really big hit. It could cause problems for her studies. So far, I have to say it really doesn't bode well for Miss White. But anyways, let's talk to Martin Hamish. But Martin Hamish also has the capability and know-how to kill Montague Dunn. But let's go.
What is your opinion of Albert as a student of botany?
He's useless. I often tell him so, and I can only give him cleaning tasks. Botany is not his life's work, and his father well knew it. He was furious about it.
He was?
Oh yes, he forced his son to work here, and he never missed an opportunity to criticize him publicly.
Are you able to elaborate on that?
Well, for example, with our last exhibition here, Mr. Dunn had Albert make a presentation speech. But then, while the lad was speaking, Mr. Dunn interrupted him, asking him difficult questions, making him look like a failure. It was with the intention of making a fool of him, Mr. Holmes.
That must have been terribly humiliating.
Yes, he was crushed, and he had to leave. Everybody was making fun of poor Albert. That is, except for Miss Margaret White, who is such a nice lady and who always takes pity on Albert.
Okay. And what about Margaret White?
You mentioned a Miss White. Would you tell us more about her?
She is a student who works here part-time. She is quite charming indeed. She possesses a great talent for botany. You should take a look at some of her experiments that she carried out in the laboratory. Ah, if only she were not so naive.
Why naive?
The way she used to flutter around Mr. Montague Dunn. And he couldn't help but be flattered by all her attention. How could an intelligent woman such as Miss White not see through his game? I can only scratch my head and wonder.
Well, okay, so White is also talented with chemistry. Interesting.
Mr. Hamish, was someone from your family connected with Kew Gardens?
Family? No. I'm the only one with a passion for botany.
Oh, right, the photograph.
I do not think so. This photograph of you and your father at Kew Gardens suggests the opposite.
But you have no right to.
Do tell us more about your father.
He was, indeed, the greatest botanist of his time in the British Empire. He worked together with Montague Dunn until the end of his life. He brought me in at the age of 12.
Did he get on well with Mr. Dunn?
No, I couldn't say that. They expanded Kew Gardens together, that was all. And it was all my father's work, for Dunn always lived the high life.
So Mr. Dunn was not helping your father?
Oh yes, he provided the financial support. And as far as he was concerned, that fulfilled his role. But the worst of it was, he declared himself as the master of Kew Gardens. Fame meant nothing to my father. So it was easy for Mr. Dunn to take all the credit.
You're also gathering evidence against you, okay? The bust.
There is a bust of Montague Dunn in the nursery.
A bust? Oh, that old thing. Further proof of that outrageous ego of his.
But why in that room in particular?
Oh, I don't know. It has always been there.
Bust in nursery. A fragment.
It is strange, because I recovered a fragment of the bust inside the Colonial Collection Room.
Really? Oh, well, so I am mistaken. It ought to have been removed during the cleanup. This room is so small.
Do you know who moved it?
I have no idea. Surely Mr. Dunn requested it. Do you have any more questions like this? Because fragments of rock are not my responsibility.
Evidently.
Again,
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
apparently nobody knows nothing about anything. Well, that's weird. Who's zooming who? Hello there, Albert. Dream of entering the Navy. Join the Navy.
I perceive that you are passionate about the Royal Navy.
Passionate? No, not really. I like ships, that is all.
Are you quite sure? You do not seem to be so interested in plants.
It's difficult, that's all. My future is here. It has never been about anything else.
Yeah, stolen Bladsky's. Well, no, Albert's hopes.
And yet I know that the Royal Naval College rejected your application.
Ah, you truly are as clever as they say. Yes, that's correct. And in fact, my father was strongly against the idea. He did his best to ruin my plans, although I almost did succeed. But my dreams were shattered, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
That is one point towards Albert's possible motive. But Albert had a motive to kill his father, Montague Dunn. Dunn had thwarted Albert's dream of joining Royal Navy by killing his father. Albert could have his revenge and eventually succeed his father's place. But he doesn't want to be the director of the Kew Gardens. That's the problem. Well, when... Now he wants to be, obviously. But at the time, he probably doesn't. He wanted to be in the Navy. If he would renew his naval inclinations, he probably would be a perfect candidate for murder. Although he's still candidate for murder. But we really don't have any evidence against him because we know chemistry and botanics are not his strong suits, at least for now, compared to Hamish and Miss White, sorry. So yeah, unless we have that, depending what kind of poison was used, well, that could change things. Anyways, a new director, Hamish Anger. Definitely a motive. Martin Hamish had a motive. He believed that he and his father's lives had been ruined by Dunn, who had taken the credit for all of their work. Hamish wished to take over the directorship of Kew Gardens, but he knew that would not be possible with Dunn still alive. But it's still not certain at any rate, but we will see. I'll go and see if I can talk to Mrs. White. Miss White. Ah, can't remember that. Anyways, Miss White, I mean, and see if there's anything new we can discover. If not, then we go back to the Baker Street, and that's where I end this episode. I don't know how long this is, because after all, we only have search for archives, divine syndicate. Yeah, we have to check that out. They could still be connected, but I'm almost certain that's a red herring because it's so blatantly thrown to our face. And unless something really weird happens there. Okay, nothing over there. Find the stolen plants from the last exhibition. Find the plant that was used to kill Mr. Montague Dunn. Find out who killed Mr. Montague Dunn. Use Toby to track strange scent from the laboratory. But we have things to find from the Baker Street. That stump of the tree looks, which is almost close to the close center of the screen, almost looks like a dog's head. Those little shadows are eyes, and that little thing is a nose. Anyways, let's go and see if the Miss White has anything to tell us.
Poor Mr. Montague Dunn. It is so awful.
Apparently nothing. So we might leave to Baker Street and end this episode there, because yeah, I think I don't feel this is going to, well, it's longer than the last case, that's definitely sure, but we will see. Okay. So, next episode we go through archives and see what we can study. We can't analyze anything at the moment, but I'm guessing we will at some point. But yeah, we have to find things through here, and then we are using Toby to see what we can find from the laboratory, because Toby has the best nose ever. Watson, am I disturbing you? Are you actually spying our neighbor? Yeah, anyways, I'll end this episode here, and so I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you next time. Until then, goodbye.